Welcome, everyone, to Filmmaking Sucks Podcast.
Welcome.
Where we tell you all about the mistakes you can make while producing a film and explain how you can avoid them yourself. And we are your hosts,
Manny.
And Lynn.
And our special guest,
Anthony Curry.
Anthony Curry.
Hey guys, how are you?
We're doing good. How the hell are you?
Same shit, different day. Am I allowed to curse?
Limit it.
Should I? All right,
Let's keep it limited.
I'll keep.
Yeah, keep it mostly clean.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm G-rated. I'm a G-rated.
You could do PG.
You can do PG.
Okay.
Yeah, we try to keep this one a little clean for
little
the
clean
families.
for the children.
So we come off
listening at home.
professional.
Because you know what it is. The truth is, I get the feeling that there's a possibility some of our audience are actually young filmmakers,
Right.
much like yourself.
Much
Nice
like me. Right?
segue.
Nice segue.
Nice.
Just went right into that one. You know, you're not so young anymore.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
not
an old man now.
What are you? How old are you now?
19.
And you,
Good Lord.
good Lord, right? You started making movies when you were,
Around 12 or 13.
and you finished your first feature film at what age?
15? I was 15.
You were shooting for what, 2 years?
I started shooting around 13. I wrote it. That was 2011, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And then we finished in like 2000 or early 2013.
Okay, so 6 years ago,
Yeah.
you started your first feature film.
Long time ago.
It's what, and I remember when we met you at the time when you were just starting when we first met you, at Monster Mania.
Yeah.
And Monster Mania, you got me and Louie to actually be in your movie.
Yeah. I got you to act in a
Quite an
movie.
achievement.
Yeah.
Have you haven't acted in anything since?
No.
No. Yeah.
No.
I got Manny to act in a movie.
Yep. And what did you do with your movie once it was done? Have you finally put it out somewhere? As I told you to.
There's a link online to it. It's like a private link, but we're actually in the talks of doing like a limited VHS run of it.
Okay.
Like 50 of them or 75.
Can you
of
say
them.
with whom?
No,
No,
yet.
can't mention it?
Not
Okay,
yet.
that's fine.
Not yet.
That's cool.
Because it's still like in talks. It's
Gotcha.
still not.
There's
There's
nothing
nothing
set in
stone. So
We're
yeah,
in
I gotta-
negotiation.
I don't want to like jinx anything or anything, but it'll be after I release this next movie, Dance with the Devil. So it'll be after that.
Okay, that's the one we watched today.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
one.
the one we watched.
I saw his initial cut, his first when I saw his cut today of the stuff that they shot already, just kind of piecing it together.
Like a rough
You know,
cut.
Not even a rough
Super
cut.
Not
like
super,
like
super
way
He's
be-
not done shooting yet.
Yeah, way before
okay.
even a rough cut.
Got it.
Just trying to figure out the feel of it and the flow.
It's very artistic.
Yeah, it's definitely an art house film.
I feel like those are harder. Like I feel like when you're actually trying to find like a style and artistic, and you're not really doing that linear
Right.
filmmaking, I think it's even harder because I think on Data we had that issue where it was kind of like, you know, you're coming up with different ideas and different things you can try, and it's a lot of playing, but it's also like a lot of like, what weird thing have I ever seen in a movie, and would it work for this scene?
Right. Like I almost took like the Dogma 95 approach to like shooting it. I wrote an initial outline, but mostly it was like getting my actors on set, like whatever props are around is what we're gonna use, and like let's just shoot whatever. Like I'll write a little bit out, but like mostly it was like most of the movie was like improv and like.
That's really funny because a while ago I had the idea of doing a Dogma 95 type thing, but doing the opposite,
Oh, wow.
where everything was like unnatural. There'd be no natural light. There would be no improv scenes. Everything would be just to like challenge ourselves as indie filmmakers, because being as we are, we use the sunlight as much as is humanly possible. Try to use as much natural light, and we get to a location, and wow, there's plenty of lights in this room. Maybe we don't even set up our lights, and let's just use a fill light to fill, things like that. And that kind of came from Dogma 95 doing that. Do you want to explain what it is specifically, since you brought it up?
Yeah, there's like a set of rules in the 90s, all these like avant-garde style filmmakers. Who was it? Gus Van Sant?
He was one of them.
He was one of the people
it was,
that like
it was
invented
4 or 5, I think, French filmmakers.
Right.
They were.
Yeah, the French like new wave guys,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And they had like a set standard of 6 or 7 rules that you have to obey. Like you can't bring any props. All the props and stuff have to be from on location as soon as you get there. I think you have to shoot on Super 35, but that rule's been broken many
Yeah.
times. Right? Like Julian Donkey Boy was a Dogma 95 movie, but they didn't shoot on 35, but they had a 35 transfer that they showed in theaters and
Okay.
stuff. I don't know. What are the other rules?
No lighting.
Yeah, no lights.
Lighting had to be all in the place. It was the scenes were all improvised.
Right.
So it was like you had an outline of what you were going to do, and everything was improvised by the actors. I don't remember the other. They had a couple of like 2 more rules that they did.
Yeah,
But it would be like no edits through the scenes. You know, so
right,
it was just
had to be,
like
linear.
yeah,
cutting and
yeah.
stuff,
They shot in order.
Right.
You know,
shot for your edit, like almost like
Yeah,
you're
almost
shooting
edited in camera.
Edited in camera.
pretty
yeah.
much edited in camera. You know, they were kind of inspired by the beginning of filmmaking when you didn't have editing and things like that, and you just kind of had to deal with what was there. And that's what they wanted to base. The whole point of it was to get back to storytelling. You know, to letting the movie be a story rather than being a movie. You know, and nowadays that would be in the what is that word? Mumblecore.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Is very reminiscent of that, where everything is very naturally done and naturally acted, naturally lit, naturally shot.
Right.
You know, is what's his name? I can't think of the guy's name. The actor, he's actor director. He's in Your Next and
Ty West?
no, the actor.
Oh.
I can't even think of his name right now.
Damn, I'm at a loss.
Yeah, he's
I know what
made
you're
like
talking about.
he's
I gotta
made like he makes like 7 movies a year.
Right.
You know, for some reason I can't think of his name. It'll pop in my head all at once.
All I'm getting is Josh Whedon. I know that's not right.
It's not Josh Whedon.
I feel like it's the same kind of like similar. I don't know.
No,
We're
no.
professionals.
No.
Yeah, he like shoots out movies like
Yeah.
taking out the dog.
and he
like-
just and that's how he does. He's because he's very lucky to have a lot of very talented actor friends.
Right.
So he can come up with outlines and they can improvise because they're all writers and directors in their own right as well. So they all understand how to tell a story from the filmmaking, from the behind the scenes writing aspect of it. They know how to tell a story.
Right.
So when they improvise a scene, they already have those kind of rules and guidelines of how to tell a story.
Adam Wingard.
In there. Adam Wingard is the director of
he's
Your
the
Next.
director, you're right.
No, the actor. Oh my God.
I'm looking. Joe Swanberg.
Joe Swanberg.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Joe
yeah.
Swanberg. His movies are a lot like the Dogma 95 films, only those were even more avant-garde and a lot more artistic, you know? I can't sit through the Dogma 95 movies, really, and I can't sit through Joe Swanberg movies either.
I could sit through some of them.
It's not for me. I don't
Have you seen Julian Donkey Boy?
no.
You should watch that one.
No.
Yeah, I think you would get a kick out of it.
If I have
Werner Herzog's in it. And
Yeah,
stuff.
if it's on, I've seen a bunch of them on YouTube. So if it's on YouTube, I've probably flipped through it and not finished it.
A lot of them are for free. You can
Yeah.
find them online or whatever.
Yeah. So, anyway, where were we going with that?
Oh, he was just talking about his new film.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get back to the original. What exactly made you get into filmmaking?
Sorry.
When I was around 4 or 5 years old, I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. My dad rented it on VHS, and
4 or 5 years old.
yeah. Well, I was actually not allowed to watch it.
Got it.
And
You snuck into the room.
Well, my dad would have let me watch it, but yeah, I snuck out one night and he was watching it on VHS, and I watched it from behind the couch. And I was terrified, but I got like such a rush out of it. I was like, I want to affect people like the way that movie like affected me, or like the first time I saw The Shining, like that was like the first naked lady I ever seen. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it had such an effect that it was like I want to make work that's like that, but making any kind of movie doesn't affect people the way as like horror movies do, because you know, like who are the biggest horror fans
Yeah.
are usually the biggest genre fans. So like,
Okay. Well, I'm going to cut through the bullshit there now because that's the line. You're a filmmaker, and that is your rehearsed line of what you're going to say when people ask why you make movies. At 5 years old, you were not thinking, I want to affect people.
no.
No.
Now
All
I'm
right?
thinking that.
Not even at 5 years old.
Right.
When you decided to make your first movie at 13 years old, what the hell were you thinking? God's honest truth. What were you thinking at 13 years old?
I thought it was gonna be the best movie ever.
That's it.
That's what I thought. I thought I was gonna make the best movie ever.
And did you?
Nah. Nope. Didn't do that.
None of
Probably
us
the
did.
worst movie ever. I made the worst movie.
It's okay. It's okay. I was 30 when we made our first movie. Thought it was gonna be the best movie ever, and I still made a shitty movie. Still made a movie that's fucking terrible. Look,
Blood,
but
Sweat, and
look,
Massacre. You get it on Amazon. Yeah.
yeah, look, man, we keep it straight here. All right, we keep this straight. We don't edit this either. So this is Dogma 95.
this is
We're not editing. This goes
take-
straight up as is.
So all the stuttering and stuff that I'm doing,
it's
you leave it
going,
all in.
It's all going right
good.
up. Mistakes and all. That's what we do
That
on
heavy breathing
Filmmaking
you did
Stars.
earlier, that's happening.
That's coming in.
So, what have you learned? If you would go back from now to, what would you tell your 13-year-old self? What would you say to yourself? Basically on the mistakes you've made, the things you did right, the things you did wrong.
Okay.
What would you say to your 13-year-old self? Not in advice. Not like,
Not
if
like
you won't-
stay away from women and drugs.
Yeah,
That's
none
what
of
I
that
would've
kind of.
said, but like
no, none of that kind of shit. But just in general, if you could look at yourself and see what you were doing, what would you say? Just knowing what you know now about filmmaking, and not in that prolific way, just in general.
just as a filmmaker, I would say spend more time in pre-production.
Okay.
Spend more time planning, and it was very rushed because there was no pre-production done on my first movie. You know, like I didn't know what that was. I was just like, I have a camera, I got friends, I got a script, like let's shoot shit. Like I would definitely like spend more time like planning everything out, making sure I have it like that. Even my first movie, that was a thing where it wasn't written all the way. I was like writing it while I was shooting it. I was casting it while I was shooting it. Like,
Yeah.
Movies can't be made like that because it just like it just all flies.
Well, they can.
south,
A lot
you
of
know?
movies are still made that way.
I know a few people that still make movies like that.
You don't regret starting that early, though, do you?
No.
You don't.
I think me making a movie that young was like the best film school I could ask for. Like no film school would have taught me what making that movie taught me.
Yeah, I remember when we first met you, and I remember telling you that I wanted you to do something.
Yeah.
I said, "Fucking do this. Take this movie and do it. Make it, because it doesn't make all your mistakes before you turn 20.
Right.
Make
Because
all
once
your
you turn then you can't make mistakes.
yeah,
'Cause
once
then you're
you
an
start
adult.
getting once you start getting older, you don't have time or patience to make mistakes.
Right.
You know, the mistakes become detrimental to you.
Right, because one movie could hurt a whole career. You know.
Well, it's not even so much at the. Not, I wouldn't even say the career aspect. I would say it more like. I would say it more in the manner of like. Shit, I can't even think. Like, at the point in our lives right now, the more mistakes we make in our film, the more time it takes to finish the film. The more money we end up putting into the movie. The more things we have to fix later. And because of that, every movie we make, when there's a glaring mistake that we couldn't afford to fix, we couldn't go back and reshoot it, that's just one more blemish on everything we've done, making it harder and a longer journey to get really good.
Right.
You know, to make that movie that's going to impress a producer who says, these guys have potential. You know, I like what they're doing. Sometimes there's that one mistake, like we all make the same mistake, sound.
Oh, yeah.
When you have bad sound, no one is looking at your movie in a way like, oh, I want them. I'm going to pay them to make a movie. Nobody is.
Yeah, nobody wants
it's the one thing that everyone
Because
can.
people can make up for like bad visuals. Like
Absolutely.
you can make up. I could watch a movie on VHS or whatever, but if it has bad audio,
Yeah.
I'm turning it off.
Exactly.
I'm turning it
You
off.
get an old VHS tape, and if the audio is all, you're not going to sit
it
through
off.
it.
Yeah.
You're not going to sit through it. But you'll watch the tracking line.
Oh yeah,
You'll go through that tracking line, but once that audio starts getting
yeah.
no, turn it
Tape's
off.
going away.
It's pointless. Yeah, you can't hear what's happening. You're not going to watch it.
Yeah, that's
No.
going back on the
You know,
shelf.
so I think that's why I said make all your mistakes as young as possible before it matters. before you start putting yourself into debt. When it's okay, you know what? He's 15 years old. He's making a movie for nothing. He's not paying anybody. He's 15 years old, man. He's making a movie.
What are you expecting?
Yeah, he's making a damn movie.
The hell were you doing at 15?
Exactly. What were you doing when you were 15 years old? What were you doing? You were jerking off to the Sears catalog. You weren't making a movie. This kid's making a damn movie. Cut him, let him make it and do it. And I thought it was awesome that there was you, Liam Macrogiannis, Johnny Dickey, and Josh Bruce.
Josh Bruce, yeah.
4 of you.
And even now, Emily DePrimo.
And Emily DePrimo.
And Jack Mulvin Terry.
Oh, yeah.
That movie, Creeps.
Yeah. 6, there's even more. 6 teenage filmmakers all at the same time. And we got to meet all of them.
Yeah.
We got to know all you guys. And I thought it was... Honestly, you guys were one of the most inspiring things I'd ever seen.
Right.
I thought it was great. And the fact that you were all helping each other.
Right.
We
all worked on it.
I don't think you didn't. I don't think you worked with Emily, though. Emily DePrimo.
No.
No, you didn't work with her.
I talked to her dad a few times, but never worked with her.
Okay. So I think she's farther south from you guys anyway.
She's a lot younger than me, too, I think.
She's 15 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 15 now. She did her first, the first movie she was 13 when they finished, 13 or 14 when they finished Carver.
Oh, right, yeah, that's the one that had the Indiegogo campaign. Yeah,
she's making another one now, too.
Oh, wow.
Trailer
Good for her.
Park Princess, yeah.
Yeah, Trailer Park Princess. Yeah. So...
but I think that's awesome that you guys have like an extended time of creativity.
Right.
Where it's like, now with us, it's like when you want to produce something, you're really looking at that script and you're really looking at that idea and you're like, is this commercially viable? Is this something I want to put money behind?
Yeah.
Is this something I want to dedicate my time to?
You had no concept of the world.
Right. Because the way
That's-
we were looking at movies, we were just like, all right, we just want to make the coolest shit we can because we enjoy watching it. We're going to make whatever we want to enjoy watching.
And when you get older, suddenly money means
now
something.
you're like, all right, who's my target audience? What's in the budget? I can't pay for this actor. All this shit. I didn't have to worry about that because it was just like, oh,
you didn't care about the mistakes you were making.
Right.
You just did it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they say that youth is wasted on the young.
Yeah.
Because if you know when you get older, if you had that gusto of being young, that naivete of the world, and able to just go out and do it with the knowledge you have when you get older, you'd be completely unstoppable.
Oh yeah, if I could go back 8 years and do it again, I think I'd be Spielberg right now or some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like,
well, if that happens, just
let me know where the
if you're
time
looking
is.
for a producer, if you're looking for a producer,
we'll all go back inside.
We'll get in that phone booth and start that movie over.
just remake it part 2.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I had a question. Something else I was going to say, but
Then I distracted you.
yeah, you distracted me.
Well, it
You
happens.
distracted me.
I'm distracted.
So pretty.
That's
Yeah.
right.
So pretty.
That's that.
Somebody else want to take over?
I don't know. Biggest horror story.
Yeah. What's the biggest mistake you made on set ever? Biggest mistake. Not even horror story. 'Cause
Yeah, it
horror
doesn't have
stories
to
can
be
go
horror
anywhere.
story, yeah.
What is the biggest mistake that you made
On a movie or just
on a
any
movie? No, on a movie.
one of my own?
On a movie. Yeah, something that just like, oh my God, I'm never gonna do that again. Like that's it. I've officially learned that. All right, now I know how to fix that, and I'm never letting that
Well, for
happen
example,
again.
probably one of ours would be do not tape a razor blade to a retractable knife and attempt to cut something with it. Not the way to do that.
Not the way to film an evisceration scene.
I'm trying to think, like if somebody got real hurt or something.
Anything.
No, even like shooting. Like you screwed something up, and it's like, Jesus, that was such.
I mean, my
Such
first
a-
movie, like not like zooming in the camera all the time for like mid shot. Like, oh, I got a DVX, the automatic zoom. Let me play with the zoom all day. Especially when I had like a camera operator, like my dad operating the camera, like my mom operating the camera or something. There's like zooming mid shot. I think I would stay away from that. But I'm trying to think of something better. I don't know.
All right, so then, what's one of the craziest things that ever happened on one of your sets?
Craziest things.
Like, first thing that comes to mind?
Well, when we were shooting movie night, Timmy Cronin, who played this drunk truck driver guy, and J.D. Brown, who auditioned for Blood Slaughter,
Yeah.
the cops came to set one day, and while we were shooting, it was maybe 3 a.m, and Timmy was driving like a pickup truck, and he had like a bottle of whiskey on like the windshield of the car, and then like 2 Corona bottles in the cup holders, and then like the policeman pulls up right next to us. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" And Timmy's like wasted, like, "Oh, we're just shooting student film." And then like the cops came over, and they were like, they asked me what I was like, "Oh, I'm just making a student project, like a school project. I'm just finishing it up." I was like, "We'll be out of here in like an hour or something." And they like let us go. They didn't really say anything, but they didn't spot like the whiskey bottle or like the 2 Coronas.
Somehow,
he was wearing an eye patch. He was like bleeding out of the eye patch, like this fucking crazy guy driving.
Somehow the universe was looking out for you. At
yeah,
that moment.
Yeah. We actually had that. We actually got stopped by cops.
Yeah, I think we told that story once, but there was another one even more than just being stopped by the cops. We scared an entire family.
Oh yeah,
Blood Slaughter.
Oh my God.
The first night of Blood Slaughter, we had about 30 people there for the opening party scene.
We're shooting at one of those communities out in suburbia where everything looks the same. And we did
the neighborhood in the movie that you see the girls walking around.
All the houses obviously look
Right,
very
they're all the
similar.
same, yeah.
It's a development. And we didn't actually take our driver out there and have him get to know the area as much as we should have. So he was making a run to the train station. He picked somebody up and brought them back to the house, parked the car. And the 2 of us were on set, and we didn't really process that. We greeted the people and whatever.
Now, precursor, the benefit of where we were shooting is a lot of the people in that neighborhood are retirees. Okay, and it's in Jersey, so a lot of them actually have houses in Florida and a lot on like Virginia and southern states. So during the winter, they're
not there.
Yeah, they're not there. So most of the street, I'm going to say, out of the 10 or 12 houses you can see in the immediate area, maybe 2 of them actually had people home. So that's why it was perfect to shoot that week. Like, we're going to be out in the middle of the night shooting
Screaming
at 2 a.m.,
and
girls screaming and, you know what I mean, things happening. And there's nobody in the neighborhood to
everybody's
hear.
on vacation.
Yeah, so it was absolutely perfect. Like, the place is going to be quiet.
We actually paid for a hotel room for my parents' neighbors.
Yeah.
So we got them
so
a
they
good.
weren't in the neighborhood?
they
Yeah,
weren't
there
in
was
the
an
neighborhood.
older couple that lived immediately next to them, and they were going to be there. So
Because the houses are actually connected. They're townhouses. So.
yeah, so it's like 2 houses connected, and
right.
then there's a big garage between the 2 more houses, and then a garage, So they actually shared a wall. They're like, well, we're going to be shooting for 3 days, so we gave them a hotel so that they can go.
That's really nice of
Yeah,
you
so that
guys.
they wouldn't have to be there for the weekend. The one other house that had people in it on the whole block was actually a family, not retirees. They were a family, and they had 2 little girls. And we're shooting the party scene out back. Now, again, we have about 30 people there. Maybe 8 or 9 cars. So there's a little municipal lot down there. We had 3 cars in our
The
parking
neighbors
lot.
let us park in their driveway.
Yeah, so because it was her parents' house, so they knew the neighborhood.
Right.
They knew everybody, so they told everybody that what we'd be doing and everything. And okay, well, we're not going to be there, so they can use our driveway. They can use our driveway. So we had all these cars in the driveway, in all the driveways. The one family that was there, I guess that they were new to the neighborhood or something. So
Yeah, they
her
hadn't
mother
done
who was letting everybody know didn't know them or didn't get to them or whatever. So anyway, the guy we were supposed to use the one driveway. He parked in the other driveway. So this family comes home at 11 o'clock at night, and there's a big white van parked in their driveway, and these little girls and the wife, they thought somebody had broken into their house and that their house was literally being robbed at that moment. Because there's just this big white van, and then who the hell is? And there's little girls, and they called the cops because they thought and then next thing I know, the guy not our driver, one of our other friends is calling us out saying the cops are outside and they want to talk to us because somebody had seen it, and I think the guy who was driving our van was trying to explain what was happening, but he was all nervous because now he's got cops talking to him, So I got to go out there, and there's these 2 little girls standing in a driveway, like 7 and like 4 years old, crying their eyes out in their mother's arms, and the father is just, oh my God, irate as hell. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, we were supposed to use that driveway. It's like 11 o'clock. We couldn't tell. He didn't, because every
dark
house
and
looked the
stuff.
same.
Yeah.
So he was just like, You know, because there's no lights
and
on.
never been there before.
Yeah,
so
they weren't home, so there's no lights in the house. It was just another empty house on the street. As far as we knew, I didn't even know that they were there. I thought that house was empty too. Right. So we had to stop in the middle of shooting that to keep the cops from finding us. And to calm down these two little girls who were crying. Like, it was the most horrifying moment. And this is like,
and there's like 30 extras in the backyard.
this is like
You're
2 hours into shooting the movie.
my
Like, we had just started.
Right.
We were finally getting a flow going, and this. Oh,
yeah,
my
and that
God.
was day one for you guys.
This was the first day of shooting. It was the first day.
Oh no.
So know your neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's something to learn.
Know your area, know your neighborhood, make sure everybody understands which house is which driveway is which.
Word. I'm trying to think of other crazy.
We're not very good at this interviewing.
When we were shooting Betrayer,
We need direction.
when we were shooting Betrayer,
We need pre-production.
Our director was he was out on bail, so we made that movie out on bail, and he was leaving the state illegally.
For what movie? Oh, for that one?
Betrayer.
Oh, okay.
This was maybe 2 years ago we shot it.
Oh.
Yeah. Still hasn't come out yet, but
Gotcha.
One of those projects.
Well, when they find out what movie it is, or somebody's going to piece together who the director is. I know who the director is.
I mean, I'm not gonna say his name.
No,
because I
don't
want
say
him
his
to
name.
Come back to
I
me.
know who the director is. He's going to kick your ass when he
Yeah,
finds out.
He might.
No, one of the worst I've been on. I was a PA on a set, and it was a horror movie, and it was shot out in Greenpoint, and we shot this one scene. This shows like how far some people will go for an independent, like low budget movie is a little crazy to me. The director actually drove up his personal car, drove it, against a telephone pole or a street light. It was a street light. Drove his car so it was touching the street light. Cracked his own windshield. Then laid his actress down on it, and we covered the whole thing in blood so it looked like it was a hit and run. And we shot the scene like this very quickly because we don't have a permit, and we were running and gunning. I don't know. And so we shoot the whole scene, and this is dead in the middle of summer in New York City. We used a Caro syrup-based blood.
Never. I'm never using Caro blood again.
This is why I will never use Caro blood. And so it sat there, we shot for about 2-3 hours in the baking sun. And so after the scene's over, the director pulls car back and he wipes, all the PAs, which I'm one of them, scramble, and we're wiping down his car trying to get rid of all the blood. And he drives us to a body shop and tells the guy that some kid threw a rock through his windshield. So his insurance is going to cover this now. And then, so after he drives off, they hand us a bucket of water and some paper towels, and they tell us that we need to scrub the blood off the street. If you've ever tried to wipe up caked on Caro syrup-based blood...
Yeah, off the street.
Off
yeah,
the street
really
in the middle of
out.
August that's been baked on there. It was the worst 3 hours of my life.
3 hours.
A lot of bleach and water.
Yeah, lots of bleach. And the hose didn't even reach, so we had to keep bringing the bucket back and forth. We're all on our hands and knees in gravel. In the middle of Greenpoint, which you've ever been to Greenpoint, it's like abandoned, but it's strange things happen there because nobody's ever there.
Yeah,
at
it's
night.
all industrial and
Yeah.
shit. Yeah.
I'm I probably have some sort of disease from there.
Wow.
Yeah, no Caro syrup blood.
No,
I
Caro
use
syrup blood,
pancake
no
syrup
good.
still sometimes.
That's Caro syrup. That's same. Yeah. Caro syrup is pancake syrup. It's all sugar based.
Oh no, grow up and get some soap-based blood. That's the only way to live.
Soap based.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it
It
soap-based.
comes out of everything.
Comes
right?
out of everything.
Yeah.
It's soap. It's soap based. So really, you get it on your clothes, throw the clothes in the washer, and it's clean again.
My parents had all white carpeting for
Came
Blood
out,
Slaughter Massacre.
And we got it out.
Shit.
Yeah.
With the soap blood?
with
Yep.
the soap blood.
You bought it or you made it?
We buy
We
it.
bought it.
Oh, you
Buy
bought
it.
it.
You
It's
buy it.
You can
too
make
cheap
it.
to buy.
You can make it. You can totally make it. But it's the fact that we needed gallons and gallons.
Oh, you can make it.
And
What glycerine you put in it? Or
you can
something?
use dish soap.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you can use a clear dish soap and just dye it red. The problem is you don't use it on faces because obviously it's
Yeah,
it's
it's
soap.
soap.
Yeah.
You get in
can't use
somebody's
that
eye,
now.
that's
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
suck. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have certain blood that we use around eyes. We have certain blood we use for mouth, and we use soap blood for everything else. You know,
See, I buy my blood because most of the time I'm if I'm not running the set, for Blood Slaughter, I bought blood because I knew I wasn't going to be able to be there every second of every makeup. So I felt better having something that I knew was
Yeah,
safe.
so we just had bottles, and they were all labeled
And they were all
mouth,
labeled
eyes,
Yeah.
soap. But the soap blood works. Tiffany's scene in Blood Slaughter, the chainsaw, that's all soap blood.
Oh, that's awesome.
So all of that
Oh,
got
right,
on the
'cause she's on the
walls.
carpet
She's on the
and-
carpet.
yeah, yeah.
Well, the carpet was that was a fake floor, but it got all on the walls. It got on the window. It got on the drapes,
blinds,
on
yeah.
everything, and it all came right
Really?
off. Yeah. So you can. It's really good to get that sort of thing. And
get that
see, the problem is if you use something like dish soap. Use any type of the reason why we buy it is because that dish soap is going to suds up.
Yeah.
That's what the thing is,
You get the bubbles,
Yeah,
especially if
because-
you're going through like a Hudson
gets
Well,
spray.
it's
frosted,
or
because
something.
it's because dish soap is thick. Regular soap is very thick, so you have to water it down. Once you start adding water to it, it turns into soap. It turns into suds. So you really can't use it very well. This that we buy is cut with something else that's going to keep it from.
Well, yeah, no, they have God, what is the name of this? The thickening agent.
Well, you need a thinning agent for this, for soap blood. If you're going to make soap blood,
Yeah.
you need a thinning agent.
Yeah, but there's like 2 or 3 chemicals that it can be somewhat
Yeah.
hazardous to mix. So always do it in the safety of a lab. But yeah, I mean, literally, it's the type of like powdery chemical that can like literally like concrete. It can get into your lungs and build up.
Yeah, so don't breathe
Yeah,
that
so it's
shit.
not safe to really make it. You can
Right.
probably find a recipe for it, but that's why we just buy it because it's
yeah,
like
cheaper.
it's like
It's safer.
yeah, it was like $20 a gallon.
And it's
You
like,
know?
It's really not bad.
It's not too, no, it's really not that expensive. I mean, you say it like that when you're going to use, but when you're going to use enough of it,
Well, I mean, especially when you're using it all in
14
somebody else's
gallons.
location, you're not using your apartment, or
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's still
It's
my
cheap.
parents'
Hey, you know
house,
what?
but like they still were like, don't
yeah.
fuck up my house.
The truth
you
is,
know?
though, you know what though? It's cheaper than Caro syrup.
Right.
Because your Caro syrup is still costing you like $4 for like, a half pint or something.
Right.
So you're going
Plus,
to make.
when you're buying like the big food coloring shit,
You're talking
that,
like
it all
yeah.
adds up. Yeah.
I think when Mike got those 3-gallon drums of Caro syrup, they were like $80 each.
Was that the Caro? Or was that the tomato?
No, I don't know which one that was. Either one. It was
Oh,
like
he
seven-
bought them in
He
the
bought-
like Home Depot bucket already.
Yeah,
like?
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
it
he
was,
found one that was actually like tomato based.
Oh wow.
So it was like more organic, and it was
So it was safe to put in your mouth,
safe
too.
to put in your
Right.
mouth.
but
and-
it
Did
stains.
it stained? Yeah.
It stains because
Yeah.
it's got food coloring in it.
Right.
And all those types of bloods, you use food coloring to make them red, and that stains everything. It gets all over your hands. It gets all over your clothes. It stains. Right. That's the other reason. That's why we really like the soap blood. It doesn't stain anything.
Right.
Your hands will be red for a while, but it'll wash off. That's really why we really like it the most. And because Caro syrup cakes.
yeah.
We did that one shoot
that cooks. Oh,
for
yeah. Oh,
Experiment
and you almost
667.
lost your hair.
Yeah, where we did a gunshot to my head,
Mm-hmm.
and we had the thing in the back of my head that burst out the brains.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
I remember that.
And it was for the 48-hour festival, so we were still shooting. I did it, and all right, fine. I tied my hair up for the rest of the shoot, and I didn't get to wash my hair for another like 6 hours because I had to edit the thing. We didn't have time for that.
Yeah.
I had to finish it.
Yeah, there's no sitting
and
around, like-
it solidified. My hair was like solid, like a candy bar.
Like break it off. Like
It took me hours to wash that out,
Wow.
and it was horrible sticking. You know what I mean? And I'm
Right.
thinking to myself that we've done this to actresses. We've had actors and actresses in this position where they don't get to shower for an hour or two until later, and this stuff is just sticking and caking on them. And I said, I'm never putting anybody through this ever again. Like, well, I did it. I'm never going to do this to anybody. Like, this is just pure torture.
Yeah,
does
even
suck.
working in
So-
a haunted house, I learned. I
so
learned a lot
I'll never
about
use
blood
Caro syrup.
and how to use it and how uncomfortable it can get.
Especially when you're shooting in the summer.
oh yeah,
because
out in the woods,
Yeah.
bugs.
Oh, my God.
It attracts bees because it's sweet. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I said I'm never using Caro syrup again. It's people want to use them, go right ahead and use it, but there are plenty of options out there for things not to use.
I mean, you can easily Google the soap base. I mean, there's so many. There's some makeup effects artists like to keep it secret. I think it's kind of stupid, but you can Google a ton of different recipes for different.
buy a
bloods.
Tom Savini book, and he'll tell you he'll give you 50 recipes in one of his books.
Not Dick Smith more than
Dick Smith, okay.
Dick Smith.
Well, yeah, Tom Savini got a lot
Dick
from
Smith
Dick Smith.
put a Kodak film juice
Yeah.
in his blood or something.
Yeah, he
the,
does.
the stuff you use to print.
To develop.
Yeah.
Developer, like film developer.
Yeah. What's the name of his book?
I think that's like the thinning agent, right? Is that thin it?
Off the top of my
Yeah,
head,
I think so. I think
right?
it ends it.
Yeah.
She's the makeup artist. I'm not sure. But the Dick Smith book, she's got it right behind her. She's gonna pull it out. What is the name of it? It's like every makeup artist starts with this book.
Yeah.
If you want to learn how to do makeup, I'm just looking at you because you're there. But anybody who wants to start to learn how to do makeup, get
Dick
this.
Smith's Do-It-Yourself Monster Makeup.
Yeah.
Get that book if you
Dick
want to make.
Smith's Do-It-Yourself Monster Makeup book. Get that book. Get it on Amazon or whatever.
You also get Grand Illusions.
Grand Illusions is another. Grand
That's
Illusions
Tom
one.
Savini's two
there's-
books, 1 and 2.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the second one. I had 2.
Yeah.
I
Get
have
those
his
books.
VHS.
That'll start you off really
the
well.
Scream Greats one.
Yeah, Scream Greats and
Scream Greats and
Yeah, those are very
Scream
informative.
Scares 2 tape set horror effects
yeah, on VHS.
on VHS.
On
That's
VHS.
How, that's how we roll.
That's OG right there.
That's right. So you get those books. I think the Grand Illusion book has a lot of the creep show stuff in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Dawn of the
Learn
Dead.
about Lizzie and how he
Yeah.
made the crate
Yeah,
monster.
it's got Dawn of the Dead stuff in there. Martin is in it. You know, a lot of his pre 85 or so. Like the book, I think that's when the book came out or so.
Yeah, there's Day of the Dead in there. There's a lot of that stuff. in
Yeah.
there.
You know, so you want to start learning how to do makeup effects. That's a really good place to start. And he's got a lot of they've got blood recipes in there for different things to do, but even those are kind of dated. You know, there's a lot of different recipes right now. Hell, there's that mixed blood that you love with the powder. The powdered blood.
Oh, the AB, you just mix it.
The Skin Illustrators?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an alcohol-based blood where you literally just spray, just a couple little drops of 99% alcohol. And what it does is it's pretty much waterproof. You can't remove it except if you put more alcohol on it. So it will not get removed by water.
Wow. So if actors sweating or anything, it doesn't
Sweating.
come off.
That's not the
Sweat
blood I
proof
was
and
talking
everything.
about. I was talking
Oh,
about
the magic blood.
The magic blood.
There's this amazing product called Magic Blood, and it's a powder. And you'll put like a line of the powder on your skin, and it's completely invisible. And you'll get a thing of water, and you can literally wet your weapon, wet whatever you're going to use to cut the person. And as you drag the water across the powder, it turns red and it bleeds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
We-
So you don't even need
used
like
it-
tubing anymore. You just like do the
I mean,
straight
it's
line.
not
I mean,
gonna
it's not going
bleed
to
like a
gush.
tube.
It's
Right,
not going to
right.
gush, but it's going to
But
make
like a quick like little
Yeah.
slit
Yeah,
of the
like a
wrist.
little
Yeah,
slit.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're going to do like a wrist slash. Yes, that's
Right,
perfect.
quick cut away to
Yeah.
something else, cut back,
Yeah.
and then add more blood.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Well, it was amazing. We used it on Zombie Hunters. We had children that day. So we had a toddler.
Like
So,
2 years old.
Like
Oh, wow.
not
Like,
even
not even 2.
Not even 2.
That
So
would be a
still in
toddler.
that drooling phase.
Yeah.
Right.
So we put the powder on his chin, and as he drooled, the blood appeared on his
Yeah,
mouth.
it looked like he was just dripping blood out of his mouth, and we gave him a fake limb to just sit there because the baby's gonna put it in his
Yeah,
mouth
he's
and
just
play with
gonna
it.
play
with it
Yeah, so we
anyway, so
cleaned
it
it
looks
off.
like he's eating,
We
yeah.
assured the parents that
We
okay, it's
sanitized it.
sanitized the thing and everything. So he just took it, and as he's chewing on this thing, as babies do, the blood is just coming out of his saliva is turning to blood. It's turning red, so it looks like as he's chewing on this arm that there's just blood coming out of it. And like for a 2-year-old,
I gotta watch one. I gotta watch that one.
it was awesome.
I don't know if that episode's out yet.
Yeah,
but
no, I don't think it is either. But then we had him get up. We called him over. We were shooting
the
it. We were
glass.
shooting in an office, so we're shooting through the glass because the characters are looking out the glass door and they're seeing the zombies outside. And this little baby zombie there. So we called the
So we
baby
literally
over
had
to
mom
walk
on the
up.
other side of the glass. So the
Call
kid
the
wants to
baby.
get to mommy.
Oh,
so
so
she's
he's just
hitting the glass to get to mommy.
Yeah, so he drops the thing and his hands are now covered in the blood and he's just hitting the glass. And it was great.
It was amazing.
It was so
The
cool.
best
It's so
child actor
easy to
working experience
Yes,
ever. You know how
so
they say
easy
don't
to
work
do
with
that.
animals or kids?
No.
You guys did it and you didn't have any problem.
No,
So,
no.
fuck it.
See, it's
And that
so
was
simple.
an amazing solution. I'm going to give it out to Janine Maloney. If you're out in New Mexico, please contact her because she is an amazing makeup artist who had that ingenious idea with the magic blood and brought that to the Zombie Hunter set. And she's actually one of the makeup artists on In the Eyes of Your Mother. What is the name of that
The
movie?
Eyes of My Mother.
The Eyes of My
Oh, I
Mother.
just watched that.
Her and Kat did
Kat
that.
did that.
Oh, Kat
Kat.
worked on.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
they did that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just watched that movie not
Yeah.
too long ago. I loved it.
Yeah, they
Bravo,
did- they
guys.
did that
Bravo.
movie. I mean, I think they had other artists too, but they were the two. But Janine was one of the main artists, and she was shooting out. She was shooting out here
in Long Island, yeah.
And she called Kat to come out and help her. So the two of them worked on that movie.
The movie's terrifying.
We haven't seen it
We
yet.
haven't seen it
Oh,
yet.
you have to watch it. You have to watch it black and white. Like, oh, so good, so good.
Yeah.
That's another one, like contrasty, like black and white, when they're like the blacks are like super crushed and the whites are white.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like black and white is cheating. I think like black and white
black and
always looks so good. I think it's like cheating.
Anything
It's like,
looks. As they said, anything looks good in black and white.
Yeah.
Everything looks good in black.
like
and white.
Brain People. Oh my god, it was like the easiest thing ever to shoot because it was just black and white, and it was just like it was just fun. Like you could
Yeah,
just
we didn't
be
have to worry about
ridiculous
lights
and-
being perfect and balancing and
Right.
colors matching. Nope, we'll just shoot it.
You don't gotta worry about shadows because
Yep.
black and white, you gotta see shadows.
Yep. It was so cool. It was so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, we literally Brain People. We shot in about what 4 days?
Three and a half.
days.
We did 3 full days and then 1 day with just zombie extras, or brain people extras.
Brain People extras.
That was the 4th day. It was just we brought a bunch of them up into the park and we did shots of the horde walking through and everything, and that was the last day of shooting. But 3 full days of on set scenes and stuff. 1 day in the house, 1 day in the lab, and 1 day in the park.
Yeah.
And that was the whole thing. It was so easy. It was so easy. It was so easy and so much fun. That was very Dogma 95. Everything was.
Running gun, running
No,
gun.
yeah,
in
that's
it.
true. We had a script.
We had a script, but we ran and got on the ground.
Yeah, it was like, oh, we're
Sometimes
shooting on a
that's the only
Sunday
way to
day.
get things done, though. You know.
We
Sometimes.
were all going off the high blood slaughter, and it was just like a fun little like nonsensy project where it's just like you could just be silly, you
Just
know,
have fun with it,
Yeah,
like-
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, the fact that you're like, I mean, we're literally quoting like Underdog, the cartoon. Like, is that a bird? It's plane. It's Underdog. You know,
It's the Communist Party.
it's Mother Brain.
Are those brains in the sky? It's the commies.
Like literally,
Communists have arrived.
anytime that you can throw a brain attached to a fishing line, it's
And
somebody's
call it a
head.
communist?
And call that
Yeah.
like work.
Anytime you can
That's
put
like a
attach a
rewind-
brain
that's
to
like
a
a
fishing
rewind
line,
moment,
Yeah,
like,
attach a brain to a fishing line. Call it a communist. You're good.
Oh, there's an effect that failed. That was a mistake that we made when we were doing guinea pig. Those that creature coming out of her stomach with the tentacle
Oh,
or whatever we
man.
tried to do with
Tried
fishing
to do like
line.
an alien
We
thing.
did a psychic thing where it looked like we were trying to make it like her guts were floating out of her body. So we had the intestines on strings and we were pulling it out and it just looked terrible. It looked so stupid. They look like
like
snakes
dancing.
on strings. Oh my god, it was so bad.
bad. It was
horrible.
bad.
But the hanging scene we did in that came out pretty
it came
good.
out really well.
We had the guy hang himself in the apartment in 1 take.
Oh shit.
So we started low on the ground, and he would kick he kicked the
little bench,
stool out from
yeah.
under him, and we panned it up to see him hanging. And the way we did it in a doorway. So we had
This doorway actually.
this doorway right behind us. We did it here, and we had Louis and Ray on either side of it. Okay, and we had Jack, who was all of like 90 pounds. So we had Jack on the we had the rope around his neck, and it was only taped up to the wall. This way, it was only taped up to the ceiling. So
With, like,
this way,
Scotch tape.
yeah. So this way, if he actually did fall, it would just rip,
Right, it would
and he
just
wouldn't.
fall off,
He wouldn't hurt himself. So we had him on the thing, and he would kick it out, and Louis and Ray caught him under his arms. So that this way,
They actually picked him up, and then he kicked the stool.
No. We kicked it out, and they had to catch him when
Okay.
he fell,
Yeah,
so
you're
that
right,
this
you're
way
right.
his legs would drop.
Right.
Yeah.
So it has like the,
Yeah.
And then I slowly panned the camera up. And once I got the camera to his hips, they let him go, and we slid the stool back under his feet so he could hold himself up where they left
and
him.
then pan up to
And then
his-
keep panning and just see
and you
the
and
rope.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh wow. It's good.
So yeah, it only works when your actor's really light. You got 2 big dudes to hold them up.
Heavy
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah, there's the three very important ingredients.
Oh,
that
I remember.
scene.
That's the dude where he like peels off his face. I
Yeah.
remember that short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Guinea pig when he's in the mirror.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
he's cutting
Off his face.
himself
Yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that one.
Wow, you've
yeah.
seen a lot of our shorts. Good for you, sir.
I've known you guys since I was like 12
No,
years old.
I know. But it's like
I've been-
who
I've
actually
been around
watches
with-
stuff?
He was one of our youngest fans.
True fan.
Oh, and then we had the failure of the sugar glass on Waltz for a Night.
Oh, that was funny.
We bought did you see Walter Knight? Yeah, that when she hits him with the vase.
Yeah, at the end.
Those were sugar glass that we actually bought from the prop shop, and we bought like 4 of them because we have like no idea. Like,
The guy said, look, it's very delicate. He's like, sometimes they get them in and they're broken when they get there. That's how delicate they are, just shipping.
Right.
He's like,
so taking that thing on the subway was an adventure in itself.
Yeah, so he said, be very gentle. He's like, you have to buy multiples. He's like, we're not trying to sell you.
Right.
The fact is,
Probably because one of them's going to break on the way to set.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think we're still pulling sugar glass.
Did
out
you
of
get
our
to
bed.
use all 4? Or did they break before you?
We broke one.
One of them broke when she reached for it. It just slid off, landed on the carpet, and shattered.
Oh, wow.
Like on a carpet from 2 feet, and this thing shattered. It was like, oh
You can,
my
like,
god!
crush those in your hand.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
basically.
totally.
Yes, but we actually did get 3 takes of her smashing the glass on his head, and it was really cool.
And I think we literally picked sugar glass out of our bed for probably 2 years afterwards.
Yeah,
It's like you just reach into your bed because you're trying to find the remote or something. And
what
then
is
you're
this?
Like, what is this?
So, give us some more stories. What happened now that we were yakking about ours? What was it like shooting in that hotel room that day? How much fun was that? When we shot in the hotel.
Oh yeah, that was a good time. That was a good time. Good times. That's when I killed you guys.
Yeah.
Me, like a 70-pound, 5'4", killed like
his father's
6
his
foot.
father's shooting things, and I give me the camera. Let me do this. He's like, oh yes, by all means,
Yes,
go ahead.
yes. He's like, I need to go get a cigarette and a drink.
Dad's like, I need a beer. I'll leave you guys.
I trust you guys, my son. I trust you guys.
Oh my
Judge
god,
you guys
that
with my
nothing beats Johnny Dickey's parents. That was hilarious.
Oh yeah,
We shot the toy commercial
the
for Blood
Ripper
Slaughter.
commercial.
Oh shit.
Literally, like they brought him up to our apartment, and our hotel room, and we're trying to be like we're grown ups, we're completely
Respectfully.
responsible. Like we're not going to do anything that would upset your son. We're trying to be very good about this, And they were like with us for about 5 minutes.
Because again, we're shooting a commercial with a 13-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to
we're
be
like,
respectful to his parents and shit.
Yeah,
They were probably just like, well,
yeah,
take
exactly.
them.
Yeah, they were like, here you go, have
That's what
fun.
it is. They stood there, they looked around, they're like, well, everything seems okay. We'll see you kids later. And they went
Have
downstairs.
fun.
Yeah, his parents are good people. I always
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
remember
they're
them
totally
being
great.
really good people.
Yeah.
But I just remember that, and then it was like, yeah, no, here, have my 13-year-old son. It's fine.
him. I
I'm just gonna
trust
drop
you
him
guys.
off at your hotel room. You seem like trustworthy people.
Yeah.
That's what my dad had to say. He was like, the most like genuine people I met were like the people that in like the horror industry. Like he always talked highly about everybody, which is like good because
Your dad's a star in and of himself, though.
yeah, warriors.
Your dad was in the Warriors.
Yeah.
Who was he in the Warriors?
He was, the big crowd scene in the opening. He was in the crowd.
He was in the crowd.
Yeah, he was in one of the gangs.
You can see him.
Yeah, for like a hot second, the back of his head or something.
Your dad was in the Warriors.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, and I used to say, well, dude, you got a long way to make up for that. You gotta.
Well,
I
apparently,
said your dad's always going to be cooler than you. How does that feel? I used to tell him.
my dad was in the Warriors. They're not gonna make up for that one.
That's it.
They apparently shot that scene in 5 nights. He could only go one of the nights, but he said if he went other nights, he probably would have got on camera more. But
Yeah, that's pretty cool. He didn't get paid for that though either. It was just kind
Nah,
of show up.
it was
and-
they put it in the paper or something, and he had to like make up a lie because he was only like 15 or 16 at the time. He had to make up a lie that he was like sleeping at his friend's house.
Yeah.
In Staten Island, and then they
To his
took
parents?
The, yeah,
You
they
lied.
took they took the train over to Manhattan.
well,
and-
if you're gonna lie to your parents for a reason,
yeah, might as well. I mean, he's
I'm
in
gonna
a
be in
movie.
the
right?
Warriors. I'm gonna be in a movie.
It's not like your parents are going to see that movie, really.
He said when that movie came out in the theaters, there was like riots in the theaters and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
People were like, because there's a lot of real gangs in that movie
Yeah.
too. So like all the gangs were killing each
We're
other
like,
in the theater.
we're like, what are you doing, giving away our secrets?
yeah.
So, all right. So back to you now. You are now. You say you're 19 now.
19.
So
About to
you've
turn
got
20.
so you've got about almost 6 years under you making a movie making movies at
That
19.
is so depressing.
Yeah,
I mean, awesome
19
for you.
yeah.
Awesome for you. That's
I feel like an old man now.
Yeah, 19. You got almost 6 years under you. You've been working a lot with Adam Albrandt and working on a lot of his movies. Who else are you
He's
working with?
producing my new movie.
I know you end up on a lot of sets.
I do a lot of stuff.
You know?
I move places.
Yeah,
I've been doing a lot of like corporate work, boring corporate work, just shooting. I did a commercial for like LinkedIn not too long ago. Just a bunch of
Nice.
stuff to pay the bills, but like movie stuff. I just worked on this movie Passaic. It's it's a true story about a murder that happened in North Jersey in 1970s. I was a PA and gaffer, assistant gaffer on it. And
So there we go. There's some interesting topic. How do you go about finding your work?
There you go.
the work comes to me usually. It started with me like just like every day, either Craigslist or Actors Access or whatever production website you go on, just like emailing everybody you can. And then usually when one project leads on to the next one. So once you get on one, you meet somebody, they like you, they usually call me. But yeah, all my projects that I work on now usually are just from people hitting me up and rather than me hitting them up.
Yeah.
I mean, I still do search for work sometimes when times get tough, like during the winter and stuff. But yeah, work usually comes to me, which is good. I'm grateful for that. Like, it's
Good.
nothing better than me like searching, like sitting on the internet
Hey,
for
look,
days
you
trying to
keep
find.
getting paid. That's
is
awesome.
anybody making a movie? Like, sometimes the money's great, sometimes it's not great. But I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it because I love being on set. I mean, there's nothing better, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a rush.
Like Walt Disney. Walt Disney said, "We don't make movies to make money. We make money to make movies."
That's deep.
I believe that.
He's
to an
he's
extent.
considering that for a moment. Wait a minute. He's trying to follow that.
I believe that to an extent, and then all the money that Disney made, all that money.
Well, that's part of their. That's exactly
Well,
it.
I mean,
though.
he wasn't as big into merchandising
No,
as the.
no.
It's
not,
really
not the Disney company.
Disney
Walt Disney
Walt Disney
himself.
Walt Disney
himself.
himself. Yeah. No, a lot of the merchandising with Disney happened after.
Came out.
It
after
was the theme park.
It was
That's
the
what
theme
his
park.
Yeah,
thing.
the theme park.
Yeah, he really wanted to push the theme park because he wanted the families to have something to enjoy of the movies, to be able to enjoy them personally.
It's so sad when that
But-
happens because like Dr. Seuss was the same way. Like he did not want any of his stuff merchandised, and then eventually
Now
after
it's
his death, now it's like it's
Terrible.
yeah.
Yeah, now it's Jim Carrey.
Don't keep nobody's words.
Jim Carrey
Isn't Walt Disney like frozen or something under?
His
No,
head.
his
That's
head
not
is-
true.
His head is
His
frozen.
head is
head-
not frozen.
Oh, it's not?
It's not true.
Damn.
It is true. I heard it on Filmmaking Sucks podcast.
I didn't say that. What are you talking about? I would have edited that lie out. You heard it here first. Walt Disney's head is not frozen.
It's not
It
frozen.
is not frozen.
Not under the Pirates of the Caribbean roller coaster.
Is that where it's supposed to be?
Yeah, that's. I think that's the rumor.
Frozen under
Really?
there
Yeah.
probably because you got to keep the water cold, so that's the coldest spot of
Oh my god! So when they build a Frozen ride, they're gonna actually pull out the head, and we're
The
all
head
gonna
will
be
be there.
proven
That ride
completely
is
wrong.
kind of scary. The Pirates of the Caribbean ride. With all the pirates and stuff, it's kind of scary.
did we didn't do that one,
But I think
We
it
did
was
it like 2 times ago,
did we?
2 trips ago.
What
We
was
did.
I don't remember it.
That's when they're all drunk singing.
Yeah.
It's a pirate's life for me.
And there's
don't
like a
remember.
dog.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was the honeymoon. We went during the honeymoon.
So that was like 6
You guys went to
years ago.
Disney on your
Yeah.
honeymoon?
Yes.
We went to Universal.
Well,
and
we
then-
went to Universal
We went to
and
Universal and
Disney.
spent a day or
Universal's
two in
cool.
Disney. Yeah.
We
The
had-
makeup show at Universal? Did you guys see
Yeah,
that?
of course we
I
did.
think they
That's
closed
money.
that. I think they're closing that
No,
down.
I think they're closing it down, but
Yeah.
it was still open as
Yeah.
well of recently.
They took down like the Jaws ride and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's gone. All the original
Jaws
stuff
is hanging from.
No, that was always there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
That
it
was always there. No, the Jaws
It's not the
ride.
hanging Jaws, but they don't have the ride anymore.
Yeah, the Jaws ride is now.
Harry Potter,
Yeah.
which is cool.
yeah.
The
It's
last
now-
time I went there,
it's
they
now
were
middle.
first building that Harry Potter thing. That was the last time I went.
Oh, the Harry Potter is actually really cool.
I haven't-
I don't care for
I didn't
Harry
get to
Potter,
ride any of the stuff.
but it was really those are the best roller coasters.
Oh,
Yeah.
The 2 best roller coasters in all of Universal.
That, I mean, the
are-
set design is also incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
just walking through that world alone.
yeah, that whole park is crazy.
Yeah, but no, Harry Potter is like it's a whole new level.
It's like you're in the movie.
You're
Yes.
actually like in the movie. They have this amazing little like area in it's like the downtown wizarding shopping district,
really?
Geek
and that's what
time.
they built. And it's like I'm sorry, I'm geeking out. But yeah, no, I mean just the set design alone. I mean they literally have a dragon that breathes fire, and they have all the individual little stores that are mentioned in the book. You know, I mean I'm a big freak for set design. So
So when I was trying earlier to get back to you now.
Yeah, back to you, sorry.
Having you got 6 years under you as and you're not even 20 years old yet.
I hate you.
Okay.
I mean,
All right, we got it. You hate him. Gotcha. If there's anyone else out there, any younger filmmakers, what do you want to tell them? Again, you don't have to be prolific. No, like,
Don't
this is
say what everybody else says. You're saying
Yeah,
meaning
yeah.
like how the answer I gave earlier that like every filmmaker gives.
yeah. You don't have to be anything like profound and just
I think just like don't get distracted. I think I spent a lot of time just distracted by like things that did ended up not mattering after after I graduate high school. You know, you just worry. As a kid, you just worry about girls or whatever, drugs or whatever. But yeah, just don't get distracted and do it. Don't talk about doing it.
Yeah.
I think people like doing this rather than
Talking.
doing the work.
They just like yak.
They just like talking about making movies rather than doing the work to do it. Like,
I think that's something we all kind of picked up over time.
and read books. Kids need to read books because kids don't know how to read books. They don't like it or something. You gotta read. You gotta read. You gotta know story. You gotta know your history. If you don't know your history, what are you gonna make movies about? Like, you know, you gotta read.
I mean, because I mean, I even like Dick Smith books and the Tom Savini books. I mean, these are old school techniques that worked, and they worked.
Right.
You know, and you don't have to go and buy the highest silicone. If you buy Dick Smith, he'll tell you how to use latex. You know?
Johnny Dickey still makes oatmeal zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know? And
he doesn't use dragon skin or any of that shit. He used latex
he makes oatmeal
and
zombies.
toilet paper.
And there are indie filmmakers who actually pay him to make
yeah.
oatmeal zombies.
Right.
You know, to literally glue oatmeal onto people's faces and turn them into zombies.
I mean,
know?
the effects that anything that you learn about the history of film, and I mean, there's that really simple reverse camera trick, and it's like people have forgotten things like that. Like literally, like when you're gonna have to stab somebody in the head, you start with the knife on their head and pull back, and then you just use that and play it in reverse.
We've done that 3 or 4 times.
Very
I've
effectively.
done it in all my movies.
Yeah, we do it all the time because it's so simple, but people forget about that.
Oh, even like when we broke Carmela's neck in Blood Slaughter. She's wearing her clothes backwards.
Yeah. I did one shot. Yeah, we had the Ripper grabber. We did the Creep Show spin around. In Creep Show, they did it with a fake head onto a body, so he could spin the whole thing around. With this, we had her step up onto something. He grabbed her by the head and he lifted her, and she stepped up onto a stool. So that would be the lift. And then we had him turn. You know, he just held her head, and she turned her head as fast as possible. You know, then then I flipped the camera around behind her. She turned around to the side of, so she faced away from the Ripper. So basically her back of her head was facing the Ripper now, and put her jacket on backwards. Put her head now, because she had spun her head to the left. Now facing the opposite, she turns her head to the right. He puts his hands back in the same position on her side, and she just spins her head around. Right. You know, she spun it. Yeah, so she did it herself. All he had to do was hold her head.
Simple camera tricks that people don't know about.
Exactly.
And it doesn't matter how you get the shot. People are so worried about how they look while they're shooting the movie. It doesn't matter. If I have to hold, like we were talking earlier, if I have to hold my sock up to like block a light from like coming in, or like shade the camera because I'm getting the glare, whatever I have to do, I'm going to do it. Yeah. If I have to stand on my tippy toe and balance a fucking light stand like this, I'm going to do it.
Just do it.
Whatever I have to do.
I've used coffee filters as diffusers.
Yeah, that's what that's how we got on the conversation.
I told him that earlier.
Yeah. And I'm using that now.
Yeah.
Because $20 diffusion, it's like fuck it. It one roll, it's like $30, and you're like, what the fuck? I can buy 100 coffee filters for nothing. We were totally talking about that earlier. Yeah, and I'm doing that.
It is. What is it? It's 10:30 now. He got here about 1.
Wow.
Yeah.
We've just been rambling on and on and on. Like we could have just put a recorder in the room and gotten 7 episodes out of it. You know. But that's what I told him. I said, "Hey, guess what? We discovered coffee filter." He went.
I was like, why didn't I think of that shit? Fuck.
Coffee filters onto your lights.
It was such a Dogma moment too, because it's like, oh, the light it's too glary. And I'm digging through Louis' mom's kitchen, and I'm like, what can I use?
You know
I saw
what?
coffee filters, and I was like, golden.
You know what could work too as a diffusion as well in the same vein? The plastic bag from the inside of a box of cereal.
Yeah.
Those plastic bags, that's going to diffuse as well. That thick plastic. Yeah, wax. That's basically wax paper. Wax paper could work too. Wax paper will probably reflect a little bit back, but it'll still diffuse. Right. You know, the same way a coffee filter is going to work. Now this is not to say it's going to work as well as diffusion paper. It's not going to work as well as diffusion. But you're in a pinch. It's expensive. Diffusion, like you said, it's expensive. I've never bought diffusion. I've never bought a roll of diffusion ever. Right. You know, but the lights, we use the little LED lights, and they have the diffusion filters in them. Those thick plastic diffusions. Right. You know, I use those, or we've used an umbrella, or I have a $20. I have that $20 fold out, that big round reflector. Oh, right.
We've used poster board. Poster board is
poster board's a reflector, not a diffusion. Yeah, but yeah, we use poster boards as reflectors.
Yeah, put tinfoil on it or whatever you got.
Exactly. Tinfoil is perfect. Tinfoil is perfect to reflect, you know? The only thing
the horrible glitter experiment that you tried.
it looks great.
It worked well, but there was glitter
amazing.
everywhere.
I took sheets of paper and I put glue on them, and then I just sprinkled them with different colors of glitter for each, you know, and use those as reflectors, and you get an amazing,
you get like the
really,
sparkles,
yeah, you get this really cool effect on the wall.
It's like a texture.
Yes, a textured light effect on the wall, and it looks incredible, especially when you start playing with the colors and everything. You know, you get like a whole red one, all gold. I had red, blue, gold, and silver, you know, and they look amazing, but they don't travel well at all.
Yeah.
You know, I put them together. I put them all gently into this little thick folder and everything. You know, by the time we got there, most of the glitter had come off the page already because it just doesn't sit. Yeah. So
And it gets into everything.
And it gets on everything.
I did a glitter shoot maybe 5 months ago. I still have glitter in my camera. Casey Marie. Thank you for all your glitter.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I know the one you're talking about. I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that video.
Another lesson: glitter is not your
Glitter.
friend.
Don't use glitter.
Glitter looks great, but if you're gonna do that, which again it looks amazing, seal it. That was my problem. I didn't put a final seal on it.
No.
You know, you got to seal over it so that this way it stays that way, you know?
So it doesn't go anywhere.
And so it doesn't fall anywhere. Oh man, I took it I had it in a box. That box was just glitter everywhere. Everywhere we moved, just walking it across the room, the glitter was just yeah, as soon as that ceiling fan, go under a ceiling fan, boom, glitter everywhere. Like, God damn it.
Please,
finding glitter for months.
I think we literally all had CDC outfits on just to remove it from the house.
We quarantine the living room. No, there's let the dog in. There's glitter. He's gonna get glitter in his eyes and his tongue, and the dog's gonna have glitter in his food.
Like wrapping duct tape around your hand, like trying to.
While I do it, a lot of these things I do, like I let the dog out while I do a lot of these because he gets like when I start bringing out different tools and all this stuff, and I'm doing shit in the living room, he starts getting like really nervous. Like, what is going on? And so I'll let him out in the yard for a few hours, and I'll just do my project in the middle of the floor so he's not nervous because we have a very nervous dog. So I'll do it right in the middle while he's outside. Then I'll clean up and he'll come back in, And while I'm cleaning up, I'm looking and there's glitter in his bowl because it's just blowing all up. I'm like, damn, now I got to take the bowls. I got to wash the bowls out. I'm like, it's got glitter floating in his water, So no, our dog did not eat any glitters. Don't call PETA on us or anything. Dog didn't eat any glitter. He was way out of the way, but nonetheless, I'm like, this is everywhere. So it's a really cool idea, but I see why parents hate when their kids discover glitter.
Needless to say, we brought all of the extra glitter downstairs.
Yep, went right downstairs. When my nieces came up, they said they saw that I had the glitter and I still had the 3 bottles left. Gave them right to them, and they brought them down and put them right on the table. And my sister-in-law went, "You mother, I hate you." Glitter everywhere. A couple days later, I go down to their apartment. My brother is sitting there. Their father is sitting. He's playing some video game or something, and Grandma is at the table with the 2 girls, and they're doing glitter. They've got glitter on their hands, and it's all over the place. And Grandma's just sitting there with a paper towel, just wiping it all up. Every time they do something, more wiping. Because grandma has that kind of patience. Mom doesn't.
No.
Mom's not gonna deal with that.
I think we should bring your mom to film sets and just like have her kind of follow and
just let her clean up behind everywhere. Oh man, the place will be spotless.
That's the one amazing thing about Marissa. My best friend from when I was like 12. We got her on set finally. She was my location manager and my assistant. The assistant.
I think I met her that one time at the convention.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And but she was great because she would clean everything. She was like, "Let me get the garbage. Let me tidy this up. Let me tidy this." And I was like, at the end of the day, it was not a disaster of like water bottles everywhere.
There's 2 big garbage bags full already. It was like, oh man, this is great. This is great.
We need you every day.
We found a use for you.
Have an adult on set at all times.
We found something she can do because she always wants to help, but it's like I don't have anything for her to do. Yeah. craft service room. She'll serve the food, she'll clean the food, she'll order the food, she'll pick up the food, she'll keep everybody fed. Oh, this is amazing. And we've said 100 times the most important thing. And I was talking to Pamela Kramer yesterday, and she said it too. The most important thing you can possibly do is feed your people.
Yeah.
Feed them and offer bathrooms. And then she was like, she said she went onto a set recently and there was no bathroom. How is there no bathroom?
Yeah,
Did she get handed a page of the script?
She said there was no bathroom, and then food was like nothing, was like pretzels and chips, and she's like, this is ridiculous. How do you make a movie and you can't even order sandwiches or something? Feed your people. I think we say this on every episode.
Yeah,
every single episode we find a way to get back.
Exhausted, they get headaches. People start passing out.
People get hangry. It's not nice. It's not nice.
Those people who are on diets who get hangry.
That's
they
me.
are horrible.
That's me.
Those people who are on a diet, they get hangry. Oh my God,
they're hungry.
they go from perfectly pleasant to rip your fucking head off in half a second. Yeah. It's like, anybody want to eat? Yes, feed me, Tim. You feed me. Oh, I'm gonna eat your face off.
No, mine's usually like
fucking camera.
So this is what we're gonna do next, and I fucking hate you, and I'm gonna kill you.
Like she's giving birth or something. You did this to me.
You did this to me.
I don't even know where to go. This is conversation with Anthony Curry.
How are you?
With Anthony Curry.
That's where we're at today. So it's our first episode of Filmmaking Sucks back in a while. So we're getting back into the hang of it.
Back in black.
We did not time ourselves this time.
No, we didn't time ourselves. We are.
We're running.
We're running long, so I think we're going to cut it off now.
Let's cut it.
Yeah, let's cut this. Let's cut. He's getting uncomfortable now. He's like, all right, I think I've done enough talking.
Talk real close to the mic.
Yeah.
Now he's having a close relationship with the mic.
No, now I got to come back though. You can't just have me on once and I can't come back.
Come back with a topic.
Come back with a topic. Come back with something you want to talk about.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, what's the name of your new project?
It's called Dance with the Devil.
And when do you expect to be finished or start screening this? Because I know releasing is dependent upon whatever. What is your projection for a screening at least?
Post-production should wrap later this. Hoping like fall time, I'll start screening it.
Okay. So
October is my plan.
Halloween-ish is what you're shooting
but it
for,
usually never works out.
Yeah.
I got a lot of post work to do. There's a lot of ADR and stuff. So
Well, you're gonna miss the Halloween/horror festival time.
yeah,
That's what you're saying.
I know. That's why.
We did too.
I'm hoping for
we
the.
missed
We
a lot
last
of
year
it.
too.
It's
so
okay.
It's fine.
You make it up this year though.
Yeah.
So what's the name of your? You have a website? Where can people find you if they want to look up?
I'm on
your stuff?
Instagram. Just look up Anthony Edward Curry. Facebook. You can Mayhem Films.
Yeah, there you
we're
go.
working on a website right now. It's just going to be AnthonyEdwardCurry.com. But
Okay.
it's not.
Oh,
So you're kind of
great.
shedding the Mayhem Films thing?
No, I'm still under Mayhem Films, but me and Adam are working under Ouroboros Films, and that's what.
Okay.
That's going to be our main production. But
So-
I'll still work.
Ouroboros Films and
Ouroboros
Mayhem
and
Films.
Mayhem Films production. It'll be like a split.
Okay. All right. And the new movie is going to be in the fall.
Fall time.
So, and movie
Oh,
night.
and Betrayer. The Betrayer should be coming out 2018, I think.
Okay, so we got a while for that one too. And movie night, your first movie, for those people who want to see a movie made by a 14-year-old.
That'll be out 2018, I think.
Okay. All right.
2018 is going to be a big year for
That'll
you.
be like the VHS year. That'll be
All
do
right.
like a limited VHS run, and we'll see where that goes.
Well,
Okay.
we can always have you come back and we'll discuss making a website because that was on our list.
That was on our list for another
That's
episode.
perfect because I'm designing one right now.
Making a website.
Are you using Squarespace? Because you totally
My
should.
sister's doing it for me. So.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Squarespace is nice.
Squarespace
She's
is
my
awesome.
PR, so
Wow.
she takes care of all that.
See, that's what you do.
Oh, so
She's
She should come back.
also Kevin Bacon's PR person. So
Wow, you got to hook us up. What the hell?
Seriously.
You gotta hook us up.
So we wouldn't know. Does that make a second degree? We now second degree?
secondary.
Second degree? Of
2 degrees from
Kevin
Kevin Bacon. I think.
Close.
Let's see. First, it was to Carmela to
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie
No.
Hudson to Kevin Bacon so far. So we were 3 degrees away. So it's still
his
3.
sister's PA. Yeah, it's still 3.
Yeah, to him, to
We're
his
gonna
sister.
make that next
him
one.
to his
It's gonna be
sister to Kevin Bacon.
I was like, hey, can I put him in a
it's
movie? She was like, I can't give out his information. I was like, come on. Hook me up.
Well, actually, she can if you're making an offer.
Yeah,
I'm willing.
but
to,
I don't have any money.
Hey, look. If it's Kevin
You
Bacon,
can make an offer of $1. It's still an offer.
I'll make an offer. Okay, it's Kevin Bacon. I'll find a way to pay him. I know someone who will give me the money to make the movie if I can tell him that Kevin Bacon's going to be in it.
All right, so we'll talk once we cut
A
this.
little off the air, yeah.
Yes, and that's no joke. I know someone who you get Kevin Bacon, you have my money. I
right.
can guarantee that.
There are people
Alright.
out in this world who will literally buy their degrees from Kevin Bacon. Like I'm sure there's somebody out there who will pay to produce a movie just so they're like 2 degrees away.
Yeah, you know. So everybody, check out Ouroboros Films and Mayhem Films on Facebook. Look up Anthony Edward Curry on Facebook and Instagram. Are you on Twitter at all?
I'm on Twitter, Mayhem Films.
At Mayhem Films.
At Mayhem Films 1.
At Mayhem Films 1. You mean you couldn't even get the original?
Nah,
You
some
Some
weirdo
douche.
took it.
Some douche.
Some weirdo guy. I was gonna do the underscore thing, but
That's
then
gonna be
I
a
was like,
future fight. Dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
Who gets the LLC first?
let's step in the ring, put the gloves on. What's up, buddy?
So people in the New York, New Jersey, and even PA Philly area, because you go out there pretty
I'll be-
regularly.
yeah, I'll be out there.
Anybody you're looking for a PA, a grip, a cameraman, a sound guy, he is an all around kind of.
Gaffer.
He'll figure it out. You need him to do something on
Gaffer,
set, he will figure it
fluffer.
out. There you go, fluffer, male or female.
Best
ladies.
boy.
The money gotta be all right. Man, if it's female, I can work for food or whatever, or weed or whatever.
Thank you all for listening to Filmmaking Sucks. You can download our archive episodes at massgravepictures.com.
They're much better than this.
Please subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play, and whatever other podcast carrier aggregator of your choice. We're all over the place.
And tweet us some topics. What do you want to hear about? What do you want to?
yeah, tweet
learn?
us. Tweet us at Massgrave because we haven't created Filmmaking Sucks anything yet. We're just gonna kind of let it go viral on its own. You know, we don't even have a Facebook page for this yet. It's just hashtag Filmmaking Sucks, and that's it.
I've been thinking we may want to do Filmmaking Sucks pod because I've seen that people are doing a pod at the end.
I like.
instead of a podcast.
Well, you can do whatever you want. I like Filmmaking
I do 'em
Sucks.
both.
I like just Filmmaking Sucks.
I do 'em
period.
both. I'm gonna add
You can
pod
do
into
whatever.
You guys really think it sucks?
No, Filmmaking sucks, but we
but
love
we love
it
it
anyway.
anyway.
Oh, that's attack. All right, I got it. Word.
I didn't do that this time because I was all off because Mario usually does the seconds.
Oh,
Filmmaking
sentence.
sucks, but we love it anyway.
Yeah, I think I fucked up the intro a little bit. Too.
No, it's fine. No, because we actually have a written intro like a bunch of professionals. But
Yeah. We got like all PR ish, you know, like really cheesy and stuff.
Manny wrote it and he made us do it.
Yes, I did. I did some research on how to do an intro, and I gave it a try, and it sounds horrible. But we'll figure out a better one. In the meantime,
tweet us a better one.
yeah, tweet us a better opening if you have any ideas. In the meantime, thank you. Check out massgravepictures.com. Follow us. Check out our new movies. Theta States is doing film festivals right now. We just screened New Jersey HorrorCon, and we have at least one good review coming from that. So everybody's liking it a
Yay.
lot.
I loved it. I just saw it today.
Yes, he just saw it today.
Wow, I want to hear more.
He just saw it today. So check that out. Follow us on Facebook at massgravepictures.com for
Theta
updates.
States has its own page.
Theta States at Facebook and Massgrave on Twitter. Follow us and enjoy all of our wonderfulness. Until next time, good luck, everybody, and make good movies.
Peace.
Bye-bye.